So I did a thing. I launched my book, How to Live in Time 33 Lessons Learned. And let me tell you, the moment wasn't perfect, but guess what? It was real. And I want to take you behind the scenes today, not just to celebrate, but to share what it really felt like. What it really felt like to write a book as a midlife woman, a creative, and someone still figuring it all out. So grab your smoothie or a cup of tea and join the conversation. Let's go. Hey there. So, welcome back to How to Be Fit Over 40 Midlife Conversations with Hicunni. So, here we are. As I mentioned, I wrote a book that I started back in 2020. It was during that time in our lives. And so it was one of those things where I started gathering all the information and I'll put it down. Then I'll whip out Canva, whip out Google Drive and all the things. Have a document, Google document, whatever. And so I just kept putting it off. And then some of the topics I started rolling into my podcast episodes. So it took 5 years, almost 5 years to actually complete something. But I guess you can't relate, right? You don't procrastinate, do you? So I'll tell you, when trying to do this, you get that imposter syndrome and thinking that you're not good enough or won't be good enough, or, you start getting into that comparison mode. But then you think about how exciting it'll be to create something that you wrote. Now, this is not my first go, I'll say. I've done like little ebooks and things like that. But as far as through the Kindle Direct Publishing, I did a project with a group of ladies for my first book project through Amazon. And then I wrote a journal, a meditation journal by myself. And I went through the Kindle Direct, publishing. And then this is the first book, I said, book by myself through KDP. And I was so excited just trying to figure it out and like, okay, I'm going to do this and this. I got up early, just like really early, like 4 plus sometimes 3. And just making sure I could gather my thoughts and make sure it was quiet so I could just have that time to myself. Of course, still pressure because I put a deadline on myself just so I could like really, really get it done. Because I said several times, and when you say you're going to do something and then you don't do it, yourself starts not trusting yourself. So I want to be trustworthy to myself. What about you? Don't you want to be trustworthy to yourself? So when you start planning something, make sure you create a SMART goal. That way, it can be something that you could really, really hone down into, making sure, number one, that it is relevant. Because a lot of times we have these big goals and it's not relevant or it's not realistic. So making sure that it is realistic, right? Because then a lot of times when we don't make realistic goals, then we're all sad because it didn't happen or it didn't happen the way we wanted it to happen. So really buckle down on that SMART goal. And we've been talking about that for a long time here on this podcast. So a lot of times too, I just felt like I needed to do this for all the women that think it's too late. Because, when you hit 40, a lot of times you may think, oh, it's all over. I'm midlife and I can't do all the things. And, our life is just starting to pop, right? There's things that we still can add to our to-do list. So I had all these emotions of what to do and how I was feeling and try to talk myself out of all the things. I feel that right now was the best time to release it because I wasn't 100% sure that I wanted to because of all the emotions, right? But guess what? I detached myself from that. I stayed present in the moment. And in each moment, I just kept working and working and working. And I finally told myself, this is it. If I don't do anything else, I need to get this book out because it encompasses all the things that I've learned. It's like a summary of all the things I've learned over the years, mindfulness and eating and just all the things financially, spiritually. So it wraps all the things in one in a short book. It's an easy read. I'm blowing kisses right now at this cardinal. It's a little thing we used to do as kids. You see one, and then you blow 3 kisses. Anyway, I digress. So, anyway, with this book, it brings together my podcast, my wellness journey, my life experiences. It's my entire heart woven in these short pages. So I'm super excited for you to read it. If you have not seen the link, it's on Amazon. It's How to Live in Time. Now, you know, I already have a website called howtoliveinTime.com. And that kind of got the ball rolling too. So easy to remember, How to Live in Time. You know my name. Just type my name in there in Amazon and you'll find it. You'll see it. 33 lessons learned. So the number 33, there's a lot of things behind that number. So I charge you to look it up and see what you want to take from that number. All right. So I have 3 key truths from launching this book. Just 3. All right. Are you ready for this? Before, again, I start on these, remember to purchase your copy of this book. It's very affordable. It's on Amazon.com. Telling you, you are going to love it. You're not going to want to put it down. It's an easy read. You can read it while you're waiting to pick the kids up. When you only have a few minutes, the chapters are short. You can go ahead and read it and you get lots of great nuggets out of it. So pick up your copy. All right, back to the 3 keys. Number 1, done is better than perfect. Done is better than perfect. Now, I don't remember if this person I used to follow some years ago, if they had a quote similar to this, or I don't even know. It may be this exact same thing. I don't know, but this is what I remember from someone I used to follow and then other people that I've gleaned from. And just a reminder that you need to get it done. We used to say something like, get it to it. You need to get it to it. You'll never feel totally ready. Remember, I just told you that I wasn't 100% ready. But guess what? Your message is needed now. Your message, my message, was needed now. So, of course, 5 years, almost 5 years. 5 years. Now, I almost, again, even though I was getting up early, I almost said, okay, let me just wait. No, the days that I didn't feel like getting up, guess what? I got up. Even if I had 5 minutes when I tried to sleep in or I had other things I forgot to do, even the little 5 minutes, it pushed me forward, propelled me forward into the next quote and the next chapter. All right, number 2, your story has power. My story has power. Your story has power. So with this book, it's not just about content, right? We got a lot of content. You can get content everywhere these days, but it's a reflection of my growth. And there's someone, you, out there waiting to feel seen by my words. Because guess what? I felt seen. I felt seen. You know, sometimes I was looking through, I was like, oh, I wrote this. I feel seen. I feel heard. And you need to be feeling seen and heard with everything in every stage of your life. So, number 3, the work doesn't stop at launch. It doesn't stop. Of course, my podcast continues to go on. You'll still continue to get all these different gems. However, too, with this book, I have to market my book. I have to continue to keep that mindset that it's nothing that's just going to sit on a shelf and collect dust. But continue to putting it out there, trusting the timing, and just trying to navigate through everything without burning out. Because you hear those stories of different authors and they try to book all of these different speaking engagements, book signings, all the things, and they get all burned out. So I'm going to take my time and make sure that I am using my time wisely. That's part of being mindful, right? That's what we talk about, being mindful and making sure I am mindful of the way I spend my time. So, looking at my copy, seeing my name, yes, my name. When I first started out online, I didn't want to use my name because I heard someone say, well, if you have a complicated name, people may not remember you or can remember it. So then for a while, I didn't use my name. Then that same person, I'm not going to name the person, that same person started using their name. Like, really? Like, really? So a lot of times, some advice you take is not real good advice. A lot of times you should go with what you think, go with your gut. So I wanted to use my real name. I used my real name for this line of work. And of course, I do have a website with my first and last name. It's more like a central hub. But I just want to share, it doesn't matter what your name is. Put your name out there. Use your real name when you put out a creative body of work. So just seeing that, I'm like, wow, that's me. Yes, that's me. And guess what? I just really launched it. And I already have some royalties. I'm already making some money. Super cool, right? And that really is more, it gives you that drive to want to continue to put yourself out there, not just stop there. When you can see that, hey, wow, I can get paid. I can make some money from this. So, there's all different type of stories, but you decide what your goal is. If you want to write something, you want to put something out there, you decide what your goal is for the amount of money you want to make and the purpose and how you can give back. And that's you. You don't have to do what everyone else does. You be your most authentic self. All right? So, this was a long podcast episode. I haven't done a longer podcast episode in a long time because I really now try to do little bite-sized little episodes because we're all busy. But I wanted to take the time just to give you this real and raw version of this podcast and let you know about my book. So I didn't cry, just to let you know, I didn't cry when I hit publish, but I was like, yeah. Then I was like, gosh, I want a nap. So, everyone has different emotions, but super excited because I know whenever Amazon had 5 stops, I was counting them down. I kept hitting the refresh button. And I was like, oh, almost here, so I can get my copy. So I'm sure you can relate when you have been waiting on something and it finally happens, like how giddy you are, how excited, how relieved, then you also have some exhaustion behind it. But guess what? The best is yet to come. There's more to come. Super excited. Thank you for taking the time to listen to my little rant and my excitement. Super excited about that. Remember to purchase your copy of How to Live in Time 33 Lessons, written by Hicunni Chandler. Until next time, nutrition is more than what you eat and the weight that you carry. Talk to you soon.